mild, we can find ice on top of bird bath on January 1st. So right there, you see we got some ice right here. So because it can get that cold when we're growing vegetables in the winter time here, it does help to have a little bit of coverage for them. One way to give some coverage to our vegetables in the winter time is to put them inside an unheated greenhouse. It works out pretty well. Over here, for instance, is a flat of spinach that I'll be raising right in the 4-inch pots. We'll be harvesting it from those containers. Right down here on the benches, we have some flats of baby greens that I planted about a while back. They're starting to size up. It won't be long now, and we'll be clipping these right off the top of the flats. Working inside the greenhouse like this does make things convenient. We don't have as much dirt washing around in here. We don't have quite as many pests. The birds will stay off, and it's a little bit warmer, so the plants tend to grow nicely. Some vegetables, like these peas over here, are very, very hardy plants, and they really like the cold weather. This is January. We've been getting temperatures at night getting as low as the mid-20s at times. Definitely been getting frost most of the time. No harm to the peas. They're out here in full bloom. We'll be harvesting peas somewhere through the course of the month of January. From there, we'll probably extend that outwards towards May and spring. Plants like these onions right here are very hardy and also exposed directly to the weather in the winter here. They grow well. Over here I have a large area of my garden covered in a floating row cover. This is an Agribon material. It's an extruded plastic, almost like a fabric. It's gauze-like. There's two reasons why a person would use something like this. One, it will warm the plants underneath. It's like a little greenhouse, and it's light enough that it can just float over the top of the plants. You see over here we've got it pinned down with a pipe on this side and a piece of redwood over there on that side. Back there by the pea fence, it's stuck on with a clothespin. It doesn't take too much to hold it down. But it will give the plants a little bit of warmth underneath. It'll protect them from some of the freezing, speeds up the growth. It also keeps the birds off. The birds want to eat all my lettuce. I've been getting really, really nice crops of Tom Thumb lettuce variety underneath here. And if it had been exposed into the environment, the birds would have shredded it by now. Here I've lifted off the cover some so you can see the large red herbs over there are red mustard. Just beyond them we've got some cabbages. Right in the foreground, the light green is Tom Thumb lettuce that I've been harvesting extensively. There are some brand new little Tom Thumbs I set in places where I have harvested. Over on the far end of the patch I've got broccoli. It's getting pretty close to wanting to head up. All of this has grown probably almost twice as fast under these row covers as it would have had they been exposed directly into the environment. We got some real pretty cabbages underneath there. This row cover really turns the trick. See, it's almost like a fabric. It's plastic actually, but it prevents frost. It keeps the soil underneath a little bit warmer, and mostly it keeps those birds off, because here the birds would have destroyed the cabbages by now. So there you have it. Just a little short one about using floating row covers or winter protection over vegetables. Again, most of these crops in this area would grow directly out in the environment, but by covering them it makes the life much easier. Other crops like the peas here all around me, they're good just the way they are. We had them under the row cover early on in the season to keep the birds from eating the seedlings when they first came up. But once they went up the fence, everything seems to be leaving them alone. And the weather's doing fine with them. They just love it when it's nice and cool like this here in the wintertime. My biggest problem will be trying to get a string or something around these guys so the wind doesn't break them down if the winds start again. It's been awful dry around here in California, and so I've been finding I have to water this winter. We've only had one rainfall ever since October. This is now the beginning of January. It's actually New Year's Day here. Happy New Year. Happy gardening.